Hello everybody, welcome back to UKSG Winter. We are the United Kingdom Speedrunner Gathering, and it is the final run of day 2 here. We have got the Jack of Hearts going to be running Dark Forces, but before I hand it over, we do have a donation coming in. It is $25 from Carpet22 that says, "Hey Jack of Hearts, from the DF21 Dark Forces community, we wish you the best of luck running this fantastic game. We're sure that you will kick Stormtrooper butt in the most efficient way possible. May the Schwartz be with you."
I love it. Thank you very much. Yes, this is Star Wars Dark Forces. This game came out in 1995, February 28th, 1995. I only know that because we just looked it up. And it's the first game in the Jedi Knights series, sort of. Like, the first Jedi Knight game was Dark Forces 2, so this is the first Kyle Katarn, known to most as a mercenary for hire. Katarn is a rogue figure who has a partial alliance with the rebels, armed only with a blaster pistol and an intimate knowledge of Imperial methods. Katarn prepares to infiltrate the Imperial base in which the plans are kept. So yes, the first mission will be infiltrating a base and stealing the Death Star plans. With me for my co-commentary, I've got the one and only Covert Muffin.
Hi, it's great to be here. I'm really excited for this, especially for the hard difficulty for the category itself. The most common one is any percent easy, but on hard difficulty, there are going to be some things that are different. Especially for safety-wise, which I'm very excited but also dreading to see. So best of luck with that, Jack. I believe in you.
The safety gets thrown right out the window on hard mode.
Yeah.
So, first it's just like 14-ish. Is it 14 missions? Yeah. 14 missions. We go through them as fast as possible. I'll give you a quick countdown, and we can begin in 3, 2, 1, go. So yeah, all the cutscenes were donated for, so those actually had to be turned on before you booted the game. I'm just gonna go grab this key here because, like I said, the first mission is just gonna be stealing Death Star plans. There's all these Imperial officers, there's all these Stormtroopers, there's all these guys in like brown suits hanging around. We're gonna ignore most of them. That guy's getting in my way. I've got 64 health. At the bottom left of the screen, you'll see my health and shields. 15 health. Can I grab the Death Star plans? No, I cannot.
Yeah, so some of the things you're going to be noticing is that every single time Jack goes through a door, he's actually crouching in order to get through it. This is a little bit quicker because the doors don't open instantaneously, but killing these two Stormtroopers is going to trigger the end of the mission, and then we also get this E11 blaster rifle because our inventory actually does carry over between missions, and that's going to be important later on. We'll be making a few extra pit stops as this beautiful cutscene is playing that you donated for, so thank you so much for that.
Oh, in a crisp, lovely 10 frames a second, guys.
The Emperor has approved your administration, General Monk.
1995. They did what they could. Also, they stole some of these cutscenes from X-Wing versus TIE Fighter.
Oh, that's so funny. So it's not all just generated for Dark Forces itself. They actually took some from other Star Wars content. That's really funny.
Exactly. Dark Trooper, release. And when I say cutscenes, I sometimes just mean still images of, like, establishing shots.
I'm actually not gonna lie, like, for 90s, this is actually quite good. I am actually impressed by this.
Yeah, I was always impressed with the voice acting in this, because I genuinely, when I was a kid, I thought that was James L. Jones.
Oh, wow, okay. Yeah.
This is a Rebel base being attacked. It's the Tally Tech base, but we're about to get another. This is actually the longest cutscene in the game. They're not all going to be this long. Thank you guys for your donations, though.
Very impressive, General. The Emperor will
Yeah, thank you so much.
continue with your project.
Certainly, Lord Vader.
General Jowls.
Thank you, Commander, for responding at such short notice.
I'm on
The
Mothma.
Empire has been keeping us on the run since the destruction of the Death Star.
Yeah, so the first mission was you get the Death Star plans, and this is several months later. Oh look, they even stole footage from Return of the Jedi and just looped like 3 seconds and made it really grainy to make it look like they made original cutscenes.
And then just dubbed commentary over it. That's so funny.
Kyle looks so
That's-
much better with a beard.
Yeah, he really does.
As well as the rebel staff were killed. Intelligence thinks that this may be an act of retaliation for the destruction of the Death Star.
I like his, like,
This looks like a
leather
normal
jacket or
Imperial
denim or whatever the heck it is.
sounds.
It's probably made from bantha hide.
Commander, I know you understand that all we discuss here is classified. This Imperial
Look, I don't know what's like.
wishes to defend
What was it?
the
Konami thought they were doing like when it came to the Metal Gear Solid cutscenes. They didn't have flapping lips. What was their problem? We had flapping lips in the 90s, like, and they couldn't do it in Metal Gear Solid. What a rip-off! A game that came out 6 years
A
later.
new stormtrooper at a rebel base that quickly? I should have kept working for the
Star
Empire.
Wars was ahead of its time. Way to go, LucasArts.
Just trigger all the Konami fans in chat.
There is a threat, and if there is, to shut it down. That is, if you are still on our side.
Yeah, this is indeed Kyle Katarn. He gets a bit of an update in the next games.
I'm in. But I think I'll need some
Yeah, because the next game has like live-action cutscenes,
officer.
Yeah,
like
oh yeah.
acting.
Then I will let Jan brief you further on your mission
It
objective.
looks like a LARP session, but yeah, it is real acting.
It always reminds me of like a 2007 like Star Wars fan film.
Yeah, exactly. That is so true.
All right, Tally Tac
Great.
base. That cutscene's over. Good.
All right.
Let's take it
Back
away.
to game.
Yeah, take it away with the commentary if you like.
Sure. Yeah, this is going to really showcase off like how brutal hard difficulty is in particular. The most important thing is that you're going to notice in the bottom left corner is going to be our health. So here, like additional stormtroopers are getting in the way, and so Jack is really going to be trying to move through these sections quickly enough to get to certain checkpoints without getting blocked like he did right there. But in the bottom left also, you'll notice a number next to the health, and that is how many lives we have, which ends up refreshing back to 3 at the start of each mission, unless we leave a level with more than 3 lives. So here, activating a switch and crouching through the window allows us to get through, and then Jack is going to continue forward, looking up to see what is going to be sort of going on this catwalk, and shooting a stormtrooper nice in order to try and get around. It is a little bit faster to go, on the right side of it, but as you can see, you really don't want to fall off there. But taking intentional deaths in order to just sort of warp to checkpoints is going to be saving little bits of time for Jack.
Yeah, that is very inconsistent as well, because,
Right.
well, you know, the big Star Wars meme, stormtroopers can't hit anything, and sometimes it's absolutely true in this game. You'll get to a point and you think, okay, I'm just going to death warp here. Wait, why do I still have 150 shields? Because they've all missed me.
Yeah, exactly. The stormtroopers do have like a decent amount of spread. The ones with the big black helmets have a lot higher accuracy, and those are the ones you need to be a little bit more wary of. But here we are going to be picking up thermal detonators, which, as this is the only game in the Dark Forces / Jedi Knight anthology that doesn't have force jump to jump really high, well, we have explosives instead. So on top of health management to try and not run out of too many lives, we're also going to be having high enough health to be able to do an explosion boost, and we get 2 tries at this one.
Unfortunately, the droids gave me trouble, and they've all decided to like get in my way, so I've got to try this jump after killing everything. Normally, I would just reset the mission there, but Let's see if we can... No, just gotta reset the mission.
Okay. That's okay. It gives us more time to talk about it. So, for these thermal... Yeah, go on, Jack.
I was just gonna say, if you play this mission intentionally, it's like a classic Star Wars sewer level, where it's really, really long and really, really mazy, and it takes ages to get through. So, doing this is, like, even with that death, still about 10 times faster than the intentional way. Will you please get out of my... Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so these droids can be really trolly, and if they're standing in front of you or on top of you, you, of course, can't do the jump. So pretty much the goal is to get the explosion to happen underneath us, and then we're going to jump at the same time that the explosion happens. And you do have, like, a number of frames to be able to make use of this, especially with this jump. This jump, we don't actually have to get too terribly much higher from the explosion itself. But because we can't throw a TD and have it explode in the water, we need to use that wall. And there we go. Jack is able to get up there and progress with the mission now.
First try.
Yeah, nice, dude. First try.
Yeah, that droid just kept getting in my way. And that's the RNG of the hard mode. It's like, not only is there like loads more enemies around, it's a lot of them, they get in your way, and that's really one of the things that slows you down. So I'm just going to grab as many TDs as I can right now. I got 29. That's loads. That's more than enough.
Yeah, that's a lot. That is one nice thing about hard difficulty is that you want to remove the enemies from being in your way, so you kill a number of additional ones.
Yeah.
But here on Research Station, you'll notice that those 29 TDs actually ended up carrying over, which is going to be an important thing. We're actually going to be picking up some mines as well at a later time, which will be useful for explosive boosts.
I'm going to kill that turret there because it's going to get in my way later if I don't. I'm going to try something here. I'm not going to try it too many times. No. Oh, maybe one more. Go on.
Yeah, I think you can do it.
No. I almost got it the first time. That's probably the hardest TD jump in the entire game to get. And it's made even harder on hard mode because there's also a bunch of guys on that ledge. And so even if you get like the perfect angle and you manage to get like the perfect throw and the perfect runtime, the stormtroopers on top can still just like push you off, and it's quite annoying.
You might want to death warp here. Yeah, okay, nice.
Yeah, I did.
Perfect. Okay, yeah, so there's going to be an important TD jump coming up here after we do this switch puzzle. But a nice thing as a speedrunner is that the switch puzzles are just always the same. The codes aren't random at all, so we just are able to memorize the code. But here is going to be probably one of the larger TD jumps of the game after Jack kills another turret.
Yeah, killing turrets that get anyway is kind of... Ooh, nice! First try!
Yeah, that's really good. If Jack ended up failing that, he would have had to go through this really long falling death animation and then have to climb the staircase again because the checkpoint is pretty far away. So getting that first try is really, really amazing, especially in a marathon setting.
Seriously? Get out of my way! That guy was just like, this fence is not the way to escape. You're supposed to go the other way. You know what? Don't tell me what to do. You know?
So here's a second TD jump. This one is important that Jack gets this here, otherwise he has to do the first one again. But it's okay. You have 2 lives as well, so no worries.
Then I run out.
Oh no. Okay. So we're actually going to have to run like all the way back
not
there.
Not too bad. It's about 20 seconds to get back there.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
It's not as bad as missing the freak metal jump.
Yeah. So something else really important to mention in hard difficulty, like, yeah, health management's harder, right? Because there's all these additional enemies and such that can be really, really scary and cause you to take a lot of damage. But also in hard difficulty, there's a lot less safety, which is probably the scarier thing. So a lot of like safety shields and stuff like that Jack could pick up just aren't there, or Jack would have to go really far out of his way.
10 HP!
Get there! Okay, we're fine.
Not even close.
Yep. Nice.
I always jump up the cliff there because I know how much time I've got. Okay, so I'm actually past the scariest part of the run for me. I've never been very consistent at the metal jump. Usually, vent escape is easier than the metal jump, but hey, we got past it.
Yeah, vent escape was the one that gave me the most trouble when I was learning, I think. That or the like NS Streets one where you have to land on that really thin platform later. But yeah, here we're on the next mission, which is going to get us the railgun. And the railgun is going to be really, really nice for killing dark troopers until we get the like plasma cannon later on.
I'm at 63 health. Oh, I got 20 shields. I should be okay. As long as I don't take too much damage here. Excellent.
Yeah, I think you'll make it from here, no problem. So here in this mission, we are going to be taking like an intentional death. Jack went for a really scary jump and got through to the checkpoint, so nicely done.
Yeah, got the checkpoint with like 20 health left, so I'm happy with that. Oh, and actually before the first cycle, so I've got to wait for this crusher to come up. But didn't have to wait too long.
Yeah.
So now we got a boss fight coming up, or a quote-unquote boss fight. I would use my air quotes if I could.
Yeah, so here we also have an alternate fire, which puts the thermal detonator on a time delay. So standing right in front of a wall allows us to animation clip the thermal detonators into the wall. And while the boss is like doing this big dramatic spawning little like cutscene thing, as Jack nails a really difficult switch trick first try. Nicely done.
Thank you.
We can just kill this shadow trooper as it's spawning in.
Yeah, Dark Troopers appear in a few other games. They're actually in another Star Wars game I speedrun, Battlefront 2. But in that one, there are guys in suits, not robots. But what we actually thought was like a Phase 1 Dark Trooper.
Oh yeah, like the samurai sword?
Yeah, they do melee damage only. Oh, it's a big ass explosion. So melee damage bypasses your shield.
What? That's like half the size of the planet. What did you do, Jack? Oh my god.
Yeah, we just carried a nuclear device in our hands.
That's no moon.
Catan will not be as easy to deal with. He is very resourceful.
More resourceful than seems in even your Dark Troopers.
I understand the threat, Lord Vader.
Mark's just like, don't talk down to me, Vader.
Yep.
I know what
Vader,
I'm doing.
we're in front of a prisoner. Don't embarrass me like this.
Faith in his abilities. Catan will never come near this ship. My new
Oh boy! Thank you once again for your generous donations to unlock all of these cutscenes.
I haven't watched these in like 20 years.
Yeah, same here. But yes, every little bit does help. All of these donations are going to charity, so please keep those donations coming in, folks. Thank you so much for your generosity thus far.
In fact, Arg, now is a good time. If you want to read anything out, go ahead.
Very much. Just going to take the time to let you all know that we are raising money here to support Crisis. They are a charity that are supporting people out of homelessness for good. They achieve this through education, training, and support with housing, employment, and benefits. 90% of your donations will be going towards Crisis, and the other 10% will go towards UKSG supporting our future events. Here's a quick thing about what they do in their own words. They want to help homeless people find and keep a rented home. And they do this by working with landlords to ensure a supply of places to live and giving homeless people the tools and knowledge they need to rent successfully. Our Housing Resource Centre provides information and training for housing professionals, and the Help to Rent database provides private sector renting schemes across the UK.
I missed the cycle.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, really cool thing about this level is that a sequence break we did here is we raised an elevator and then fell into the shaft and took all of these sort of like back doors to get to this like garbage area that's sort of the classic A New Hope. But here, just one more quick switch puzzle and we'll get to the end of the mission. But this little like backdoor route skips like everything in the mission. It's really wild and actually is programmed in intentionally by the developers. So really cool that the big sequence break of this level is actually just in the game intentionally by the devs.
Now for one of my least favorite missions in the game, Ramsey's Head. That last mission we had to rescue Crix Maydeen, if anyone's interested in the story. So we rescued Crix Maydeen, it was pretty easy. Now for one of my least favorite missions is Ramsey's Head. On hard mode, it's just really annoying because of the amount of like enemies there are and how tight all the corridors are. So, a little skip here to skip a little puzzle. Hold on. Oh, and then I jumped over it because I'm a genius.
Oh no.
And oh my god, do I have to do the puzzle intentionally? How do I do this?
I have no idea.
There we go. It's It's not that hard.
There you go. Okay.
It just means I didn't have a TD to drop that mine. Yeah, normally I was just supposed to TD jumped up to that bit, but.
A nice thing here is that all of these enemies that are like punching and throwing TDs drop 5 thermal detonators each.
Yeah, so I'm gonna grab a couple.
Yeah, I think that's smart for marathon safety. Oh boy.
Oh,
jeez.
That's annoying.
That was so rude.
That was so rude, yeah, indeed. I was under 1 HP. I thought, okay, I'm 1 HP, I can hit the next checkpoint, and then they must have thrown an extra grenade. It was this guy here.
Yeah, so one really tricky thing is that grenades will body you so they can stop you from being able to jump up, for instance, but also they, as you can see, like completely blind Jack entirely with this big bright red screen.
It's great. So I'm gonna grab. I picked up a weapon supercharge here. That's not necessary. It's more for a bit of crowd control. Have you noticed I've been using grenades as like on large groups as well because they are fantastic for crowd control like this.
Yeah, this mission in particular on hard can be really tricky just simply because there's so many more enemies. But here, grabbing the blue key, and then we're just going to death warp back to a save checkpoint that just was accrued automatically in the hallway, allowing us to backtrack and not have to worry about going past all those Imperial officers.
Yeah, because once you go into that room, there's a bunch more stormtroopers that are behind you that all clump up, and they're really annoying to get past.
Yeah.
Yeah, unlike the other Jedi Knight games, there's no like save system. It's all just checkpoints, and once you run out of lives, that's it. You got to start the mission again. What am I doing? Just go for the door. I've got plenty of life.
Boom. All right, great.
Excellent.
Nicely done. Yeah, so up next is going to be probably one of the trolliest mechanics in this game, which is ice physics. Yeah, and there Jack just got stuck immediately. So ice physics in this game and other games get a really bad rep for like physics in general, but this game puts them all to shame because it's truly horrendous in this game.
Yeah, if you lose all of your momentum, that's it. You can't move again. Your option is reset the level or try and use a TD to give yourself a momentum. It's because it's tied to the frame rate of the game, and this wasn't a problem back in the DOS days, but because we used DOSBox to play it. Oh, can I get up? Oh, I missed it just.
Almost.
Because we use DOSBox, it's like 60 frames a second, so because it's, I don't know how it works quite, but it's tied to the frame rate. So if you stop moving, you can't get any momentum back.
Yeah. There's probably some like deceleration value that the ice physics have, or something like that. And that's why. But yeah, anyways, like moving on into this next portion of the mission, we're going to have a little switch puzzle, and we've actually been sprinting this entire time. So just holding down this run key in order to go fast, which is really nice. The one thing that I will say about like sprinting in this game is that the game's very slippery. So like going fast isn't that difficult. We just hold a button, but slowing down can be really tricky. So a lot of the finer platforming sections, especially you're going to see at the very end of the mission where we have to deal with more ice physics, can be very, very tricky in that way. But yeah, here is a Dark Trooper, which is sort of the second type, which uses ranged attacks. And we just have to take him down in order to open up the exit for the mission.
Yeah, thankfully I managed to keep my shield. There's one shield supercharge that you pick up in a hard mode, and I managed to keep it for the boss fight. So it made the boss fight a lot easier. It just reflects all of his damage back at him. Oh, I lost momentum.
That's okay. Yeah. There you go.
And then we got the ice cleats.
Yeah.
Done.
So normally in the casual game, right, you get those right at the start of the mission, but it's much faster to just put them off. It saves like some number of seconds to get them on the way out.
It's about 30 seconds to go and get them and then come backtrack.
Yeah. So we advise it for like newer runners, but here, Jack, okay, this is important to explain. Jack just picked up an extra life, which is there on hard difficulty. And normally your lives reset to 3, But if we have more than 3 lives when we leave, you'll notice in the bottom left that now it reads 4. So that extra life actually carries over between missions, which is really, really cool.
Okay, why is this Gamorrean not... Okay, I'm gonna take the lift. Normally I like to do like a really cool looking like TD jump to get past there, but the Gamorrean decided to walk around me and play Gandalf.
Yeah, Gamorreans, there is one in particular that we actually call Gandalf. But here's a really, really intense TD jump. We're gonna see if Jack gets this.
First.
Oh, yes, alright, first try. Actual first try. Nice, Jack.
For those of you in the chat calling this a Doom clone, you gotta remember every single shooter in the 90s up until GoldenEye was called a Doom clone. The game was actually built on the Jedi engine, and it was actually in development at the same time as Doom.
Yep. Yeah, so it came out after Doom and did take some influences from the game, I believe. But,
yeah.
It's on its own engine that was developed by the people who made the game, and has a lot of functionality that isn't actually in the original Doom, like looking up and down.
And floors stacked on top of each other and stuff, which you couldn't do in Doom.
Yeah. Yeah.
If any harm comes to her, I'll personally shove my blaster down your slimy throat.
Reused. Also, drink for more reused movie footage.
Excellent. I like that it's just on like a really short loop, so you just see it.
I mean, they did what they could do. They worked with what they had, and I think they did a decent job for 95.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So the reason I picked up that extra life in mission in the ice mission is because, well, for 2 reasons. One, it doesn't take any extra time, and 2 is because we now got to punch a dragon to death, which is really fun. And having the extra life on Jabba's ship is really, really good because it's a... Oh, God! That was a big jump! I've never seen him jump that high before.
Me neither. That's hilarious. But yeah, here, these dragons, right, we have all of our weapons and gear taken away, but all we can do is end up punching him, so... all these extra dragons and stuff are not there. And these 2 enemies are particularly very, very scary as well. But now that we have thermal detonators, we can just use them in order to jump really high. So we get some mines, which are going to be important later on in the mission, as well as getting the blue key, which is going to give us access to our gear. Oh, yep. So these Gamorreans in particular can be really brutal. Their attacks bypass all armor. So if we have that green number there, the shields, the armor, it doesn't matter. The Gamorreans just deal damage directly to your health. Also, there's a lot of them. And they are very large, so it's not difficult to get boxed out by them.
I ran out of ammo, and I didn't get the really nice glitch which gives you the assault cannon. So the reason I went back and picked up the ammo that the Dark Trooper dropped was because there's a glitch that sometimes occurs and sometimes doesn't. Oh my god, I'm stuck on something and this Kell Dragon's hitting me. I was stuck on the Kell Dragon. But yeah, the assault cannon can sometimes show up, and it means we can kill the Kell Dragons with the assault cannon. But now we have to kill them with the E11 and with only 40 health. Okay, this will be fine.
Yeah, I think you still have enough. So here, laying down 2 mines and then using a... Oh no, he's not using a TD. Yeah, it's really smart. Waiting for both of the mines to arm. Oh boy! Allows Jack... is that... I think that's fine. You just have to get past Gandalf.
Yeah, fine.
So here, this is Gandalf. He just is really large and this doorway is really short. Nice. Pushing him down the stairs allows us to jump over him. And then running through the hallway, we are going to head towards the mission objective, which is Jan.
Yeah, you actually do the missions in the objectives in the wrong order. So this is not the intended way of going, of course, with that mine jump. You need to go around and then find the Navicard, which we picked up in Nar Shaddaa, and then we go rescue Jan.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do Death Warp here because I might as well.
I think you're fine.
Yeah,
you're fine.
I'm fine. Just need to get past all these guys. They always like to crowd around in short spaces. And the annoying thing about Grants is because they've got a secondary attack, which is punching you that bypasses shields.
Right.
They can kill you, which I already demonstrated. Ooh, gosh.
Yep.
I've never missed that jump before. I rarely miss that jump, I should say.
Right, yeah. So coming back through here, we picked up a Stuker concussion rifle, which is a classic weapon throughout the entire series. And this is going to be a really nice weapon because it has a very large splash radius and it deals a metric bunch ton of damage. So it allows us to clear out hallways really, really easily. And you're going to notice that coming up after this mission. But also, because of the splash radius, on the other side of this wall is actually Boba Fett, who's the boss battle for this mission. And we can just use the Stuker in order to take him down.
You visited Imperial City. You're meant to go through like a huge like area of the city and then a big puzzle and then decode the Navicard that you picked up, and then you come back here and you gotta beat Boba Fett. But we don't bother. We just kill Boba Fett, and the mission's like, oh, you killed Boba Fett. Okay, go on. You can pass. Yeah.
The Stuker's going to be really nice here as well, because you'll notice the enemies that we ended up getting this weapon from, the bird dragon dudes, have a lot of health. But also, there's a lot of narrow hallways here and a lot of like Imperial sort of foot soldiers that have really low health. So just with 1 or 2 shots is going to allow us to clear out the hallways. But here especially, you're really being careful with managing your health, right, Jack?
Yeah, I'm trying not to. I'm trying to keep myself alive to at least do like a couple of grenade jumps that are coming up. But of course, there's Trandos here, and of course they've moved. Yeah, that's something. That's RNG because the Trandos have decided to like start moving around. They weren't. He's supposed to be in the back corner there, but he wasn't. So
just really excited for your run and want to be part of it. But here are 2 very difficult TD jumps. There's one, nicely done. Oh my god, there's 3 of them.
All right. This is fine. Watch this.
Okay.
Death warp over the cuts, over the checkpoint.
Oh, what? That is brilliant. I didn't know you could do that. That is so cool. I actually literally did not know you could do that. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's you do that in Jedi Knight 2. Sorry, in Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2 a few times, where they kill themselves and then hit the ending trigger and the end mission trigger. Yeah, it works here too. As if your dead body hits a checkpoint, then it checkpoints you.
Good.
Honestly, apart from a Note City, this run's gone quite well so far.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're doing a really good job. Like a lot of these TD jumps that you're getting first try are a lot more difficult than you're making them look.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so coming through here, Jack's just going towards the end of the mission. I believe this is the one with the switch auto score at the very end.
No, that's the next mission.
Oh, it's next mission. Crap. Okay.
If you want to read
this game.
If you want to read something out now, now's a good time.
Yeah, Argic, go ahead.
Thank you. We have a $23.76 donation from Polistar, who says, I am a man of my word. And there you go. From the depths of the last run of love there. And we also have a $50 donation from Anonymous that says, donating to cheer on these awesome runners and their inspiring dedication. Loving these classic LucasArts cutscenes and to support a good cause. This is a small step to helping everyone without a home. Thank you very much for those donations, folks, and to both of you for putting it towards our Bear in the Big Blue House incentive. That is our first run coming up tomorrow when we start again at 11 a.m. GMT. It is now currently sitting at $83.76 out of the 400 that we need to get that hard mode. There is still time to do it while watching more of these great cutscenes.
Yep. So I didn't take enough. It didn't take quite as much damage as I normally like to there, so it's just fine. But ooh, nice! Got that jump.
Yeah, that's one of the highest ones that in the entire game to hit for a TD jump.
You know what? I tried making that jump just now, and then he shot a rocket in my face. I'm gonna grab this spare life.
Yeah, I think that's a really good call. Oh, you have to do it. Oh, you got it a second time. My goodness. All right, let's go.
Easy. Oh my gosh! Will you guys please get out of my way?
Yeah, this is just like showcasing off how brutal hard mode is as a speed game. Like in the other Jedi Knight games, the difficulty actually doesn't matter too much. But Jack here is just literally resetting the mission because if we run out of lives later in the mission, that's it. You have to restart the entire mission over again.
Yeah,
so
there's a pretty hard boss battle at the end of this mission. We've got to kill 3 of those three Dark Troopers. Can't believe I slid off there. 3 Dark Troopers. So for safety, I wanted to keep her life to buffer.
Yeah, I think that's really smart. Wow,
yeah.
nice. Okay.
Right. Normally, what I do is I'll hit the switch, back off, and then throw it, and then up there. Things like that, and that's what I was supposed to do. But he kept shooting rockets at me and throwing off my jumps.
Yeah. So up here, this is just showcasing off how powerful this Stuker is. Like this hallway that's just packed with stormtroopers just allows you to get through really easily. And then taking a death there intentionally to reset our health, because upcoming here is going to be one of the most important mine jumps in the entire game. And we use mines instead of a thermal detonator, as Jack's just clearing out these troopers for safety. Because mines actually get us more height than a TD. But just looking around to make sure there's no officers, and there was one, so... and another right behind you.
Still, every time I do this mission, I think, I've got them all, and then I'll put the mine down, and then pew, and then I get shot in the back.
Yeah. But yeah, here we go. So we just ended up picking up this plasma cannon, which is going to be the most powerful weapon in the game for us. But here, normally we end up getting a weapon supercharge, but as we mentioned earlier, this is on hard difficulty, and a lot of resources are removed. Like, the pickup just isn't even there. There is a shield here that Jack's just going to grab for safety, because there is one more Dark Trooper that we have to take down. Jack only has one more life.
This is why I wanted to keep that extra life buffer, just in case. That's why I reset the mission, just in case.
Yeah, nice call.
It's not too bad. Alright, so now I'm going to switch back to the concussion rifle. We've got a small auto-scroller section. ARG, now is a great time to read stuff out, because I'm just going to be killing guys and hitting switches.
Very much. Again, we had those 2 donations come in there. Nothing else at the moment. And again, we are on our final run of the evening here. Can we see that bear in the big blue house donation be met? That is the question. We want to try and get up to that hard mode, see if we can get ourselves a really good run in the morning there. As I say, we are just over, I believe it is, just over $300 needed to get that, as we're coming through with some more thermal detonators. It's like 1 a.m. in the morning here. I'm half awake.
Yeah, no, thank you folks so much for all of your generous donations. Every little bit helps, even if you can only donate a couple of dollars. That's just, it's going to charity. You're helping a great cause, and you are unlocking some more excellent speed content. So keep those coming in, folks.
Yeah, and if you want to see how cool you're already seeing how cool hard mode is for Dark Forces. It looks completely different to an easy run. So this is we're now on the last mission of the game, the Arc Hammer. Right, there is there's a couple of Dark Troopers down here. I hate that one. I hate it when he follows you around.
Yeah, so doing a little bit of juking there. We just have to take down the samurai ones that can only attack in melee range. We don't have to take down the ranged one, but he's just following you around like nonstop. But here, once again, we normally get a shield supercharge in the easy run where it makes us invulnerable, but we don't have that here. And so we have to fight this Dark Trooper in confined quarters.
And he's flying around.
Yeah, something to mention about the control scheme as well is that we can't actually look up using the mouse by moving the mouse. We actually have to press a keyboard bind that is bound to run. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh god.
Oh, it's fine. Juked. Oh my god. You're gonna
give me a heart attack.
So I'm blowing up the barrels here so I can get a revive here. You might see. Oh, and then the stormtrooper pushed me off, didn't he? Yeah, you might see me pick up a revive at the end of the last mission after that, the boss battle. And a revive just gives you completely full health and shields again. So let's just try that again. Yeah, it's the one by the door you need to kill.
Right. But just on hard, they add in 2 additional Dark Troopers there, 1 melee and 1 ranged.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And that guy didn't.
Oh my!
He didn't jump down.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. He's jumped across.
There he is. Yeah.
Hey, buddy. All right, this guy jumped down this time. That's cool. Means I can grab his ammo.
Yeah, this is much better RNG so far, and made the jump. So. Oh my god!
Just keeping it interesting, guys.
Fortunately, that element. Oh no, an interrogation droid.
Alright, let's try this again, shall we?
Yep. So here. Oh, the stormtrooper! I think if you just use a mine, you should be fine.
I'm just gonna use a mine at this point.
Yeah. So the mines they do get you a bit higher, but they are a bit slower because we have to wait for them to arm. And then the stormtrooper is just in the way. This is so rude.
He shot me just as I was up there.
Yeah. So, all damage actually ends up having a pushback effect as well. So this includes like the laser bolts, right?
Yep.
Which can be brutal. And Jack is on 23 health, but that's okay. We still have 3 lives, but there's going to be a few scary sections coming up a little bit later on, in particular.
Yep. Ideally what I'd do is I'd get low health, and then after I hit the net... So basically we're just planting sequence charges to blow up this place, just like we did in the Gromus Mines. I'm gonna not bother with the TD jump, because there's a slightly faster TD jump that you can do here. But what I'm gonna try and do is I'm gonna try and keep my 18 health for the next sequence to charge, and then I'm gonna hit the sequence charge and death warp over here.
Nice. So something minor to mention about these elevators is that we can actually activate them sometimes without actually pressing the button. So Jack is just spamming that use hotkey in order to try and get the elevator to go down a little bit quicker.
If I don't hit it, like I run into the room and I mash the button, but if I don't hit it, then I have to hit the switch.
Yeah.
It's a pretty small. Oh god, I missed the switch. Yeah, it's pretty small frame. It's pretty small window to get it.
Yeah. So coming up here is going to be another switch puzzle, and this, just like other switches, it just has the same number of presses that we have to hit every single time. And nice, Jack's able to get through the conveyor belts. There's one more conveyor belt section here after this elevator coming up. And nice, got the fall down. That was a really fast fall down as well. That was good.
Normally I like to hit all 3 of those with one shot, the concussion rifle. Yeah, the concussion rifle is basically a mini BFG. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Right,
so there's a Dark Trooper in here, and so Jack is sheepishly just staying in this crack here while doing the switch puzzle, in order to avoid aggroing him for entering his house uninvited.
Yeah, there's also a bunch of turrets on the ceiling.
Yeah.
Oh, I hit that one too many times.
Yeah.
It's alright. That should be fine.
So up here, this basically just controlled a bunch of gates in this area. Yeah, it looks good. Which open up the end of the mission. And Jack's doing a really good job just making sure his health is really high. But here, these samurai bots aren't important for the end of the mission, but they can just chunk your health down really, really fast.
Yeah, and they can trap you in the corner after you hit the sequencer. Whoa!
Ooh. Okay, so upcoming here, we're going to have to end up fighting off a couple of Dark Troopers, and then that gives us access to the final boss.
Yeah, on easy mode, you have to fight 2. You technically only have to kill 2 here too, but since there's 2 more, it's a lot harder to just kill 2.
Yeah.
And even if you have access to the final boss, you're still going to have these 2 running around as well.
Yeah. But yeah, these Dark Troopers are pretty tanky, but the nice thing is that after we kill them, they drop additional ammo that we will use to just continue to kill more Dark Troopers. But if we run out of ammo, it's also not that big of a deal, just simply because we can either use...
Please.
Yeah, please jump down. Thank you. We can either use the rockets, as you can see the little green 20 number there that Jack has, which still deal a significant amount of damage, or we can just end up using the Stuker concussion rifle. But
I tend to switch to Imperial Repeater.
Yeah, that too, yeah.
Because
Yeah,
there's actually a thing, like, so we mentioned the weapon supercharge. You can actually, like, spam click, because if I just hold it down, it's pretty slow. We can spam click and shoot faster. Come here.
Yeah.
So now there's the General Mark. He's the final boss. He's just died off screen. Cool. And time is coming up as soon as we hit this bit. There's a guy here for some reason, and that's time. Yeah.
Nice, GG.
Thank you very much.
GG.
I don't think that run went too badly, apart from Note City.
No, that's definitely underestimate. Looks like a 42-35.
Not bad. Hard mode with all cutscenes? Come on. Thank you very much, guys. I'll take your applause now.
There are people I can say that are saying GG in chat.
Yes, I can see that. Thank you very much, guys. I appreciate it.
I was clapping.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's been Star Wars Dark Forces with all cutscenes on the hard mode in under 50 minutes. Not bad.
Yeah.
And another recycled cutscene from from X-Wing vs TIE Fighter.
If you're interested in trying this out, it's actually a really nice speed game, especially if you haven't speedrun before. If you go to speedrun.com/darkforces, all in lowercase, we do have a beginner's guide made by Rip Chip himself.
Yeah,
which is really, really nice.
Rip Chip, the guy who has the world record in the hard mode by 5 seconds.
Wow.
Mine's second place.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, so shoutouts to definitely the Star Wars Speedrun Discord. There is a Star Wars Speedrun Discord, but most of the different franchises have their own like individual like Discords as well. There is one for Dark Forces in the Jedi Knight series. Yeah, if you want a fairly easy to learn speedrun, like the easy version of this is basically a platform game. Hard, as you can see, is a lot more RNG intensive and RNG hell and action shooter kind of thing. But yeah, I had a great time running this. Thanks for having me, UKSG, once again. I love it. I love to be here. I love to show off these weird old games, and I'm glad that everyone enjoyed the run. Kova, you want to say anything?
No, thank you so much for having me, and keep sending in donations, folks. It's for a good cause.
No problem.
Great job, Jack.
And thanks for joining me on commentary.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Alright, Augie, over to you.
Ta very much. We are just coming up to the end of day number 2 here. It has been absolutely fantastic. And before we finish up, we do have a couple of donations here. We have a $100 anonymous donation just saying, for daring to run Dark Forces hard on stream. And we also have a $150 donation from Gopher, who says, kudos to all the runners, tech crew, commentators, and readers, and everyone trying to make the world a better place. You guys all rock. You rock as well. Thank you very much for all your donations. That $150 is also going towards the Bear in the Big Blue House incentive there. That is going to be a nice big boost to that one. So we'll have to see if we can get the remaining $167 that we need first thing tomorrow morning. Hopefully we can do that, as it is coming up to the sleep percent. As a time for sleep for everybody, and as our layout has been saying, do it for your health. It is very much worth it, and that is what we are all going to be doing. But remember, tomorrow we have one more day of great runs. Bear in the Big Blue House, Sonic Blast Man 2, Sonic Ball, Darkest Dungeon, Taxi 3, Ratchet and Clank, and some Legend of Zelda and more. Make sure you do it. And we've we reached over $2,000 as well. 2,079. Can we make it 3,000 for day 3? 1,000 a day, is that what we can do? I believe it is. And that is what we're doing. Do not do Sleepless Skip. I see that in chat there. No Sleepless Skip. That's cheating. But yeah, we are going to leave it here. We're going to go to our final intermission of the day and then get some sleep. Thank you very much for joining, everybody. Thank you very much for all your donations so far, and we'll see you tomorrow.